Hello, my name is Mario Pena from MGP Energy Solutions, and today I want to share with you a short clip on how to utilize your solar system with your battery backup so that you can effectively maximize your reserve of the battery. Here in front of me, you're going to see a few items that we're going to talk about briefly on some of the electrical equipment that we recommend that you use during a power outage, and which electrical equipment or appliances you want to avoid using, or if you're going to use it, be very cautious on the time frame that you're using it for so that you can prolong your battery reserve. And let's say like this, maybe you can last the entire night. You can run your equipment, essentially your critical loads, every day, days out of the week or 24/7, whatever the case might be. So what are some of the appliances that we recommend that you use during a power outage? Well, of course, in front of me, I have a few light bulbs here. Well, this is something that, of course, you need during a power outage, right? You don't want to be walking around your house completely dark. So lights are critical loads or critical appliances that you can use. What else? Your refrigerator. If you have one or two, you can run those during a power outage. What you want to be careful of is that if you have multiple refrigerators, is that you're not consuming a whole lot from your battery reserve. It's something that in your app, you always want to be conscious of on how much battery reserve you have and how much solar you're producing, therefore making sure that you always keep that reserve. Other appliances, of course, you want to keep your phones charged. You want to stay in communication with your loved ones, watching the news. So your TV it's a critical load, your radio, things of that nature. Now, what are some appliances that you want to make sure that you're very cautious of using? Well, we have AC units. Of course, we live in Puerto Rico and we know that it gets hot, especially during hurricane season. In the summer, it gets really hot and humid. However, AC units consume a lot of electricity. So you want to make sure that if you're using it, it's in a temperature that's moderate. I recommend anywhere from 70 degrees to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, keeping it at low or auto on the settings and turning it on just a few hours so that you can refresh your room or living room, wherever you at, and you get all that humidity out. But you want to make sure that you're not running it prolonged and keeping your battery level at a safe zone. Other appliances that you want to make sure you are cautious using: your stove, water heater, your dryer, anything that creates resistance. I have a toaster right here in front of me. This creates heat. Anything that creates heat consumes more electricity, so you want to be cautious on the appliances that you're using. Therefore, again, maximizing your storage. And as you can see here in your app, if you are a Tesla user, it shows here what are the best practices during power outages. You can scroll through that and kind of read what are some of the appliances that you can use, which ones you should avoid using for prolonged times, and making sure that, again, that you're conscious of the appliances that you're using. And now I want to show you in this other clip, if you ever lose communication via internet, how to access your gateway so that you can monitor in real time what's your production and solar storage at the moment in case you lose communication via the internet. So let's watch this next clip and I'll show you how to do that. Now what happens if you hit a critical load or a critical stage of your battery that's at, let's say, 10% reserve? At that point, you want to go to your circuit breaker here in your home. In this case, I'm obviously in my home here, so I'm going to demonstrate to you how you should manually start turning off. Let's say, for example, that this is your fridge, right? Breaker number 11 is your fridge. One by one, you're going to start turning those off one by one So then like that, you're not drawing energy from the battery. You're leaving that 5 or 10% reserve on your battery. It's there on standby until the following morning that you get the sun, and it recharges your battery from a critical state to a more stable state of charge. Now, what happens the next day? Do you right away, as soon as the sun comes out, you want to start turning all these appliances on? The answer is no. You want to wait until your battery perhaps hits a 20% state of charge or 25% state of charge, and then manually you start turning these circuit breakers, you start turning those back on one by one and making sure that your solar, it's always greater than your consumption. Therefore, you're charging your battery as you're using these appliances. Again, this is when your state of charge is at a critical load and you want to conserve that energy so that the following day you can continue utilizing your system when it's above that critical state of charge. Now I'm going to show you in this next clip how to access your Tesla gateway in case you have a lose communication with your internet. I'll show you in this next clip how you can access your Tesla gateway. Now let's say that you lose communication, internet in your house due to this power outage. Let's say that it wipes out all communication with your internet provider. Then at that point, you want to make sure that you access your Tesla gateway directly. How do you do that? Well, the first step is you're going to identify here, you open up your gateway, and you're going to identify your Tesla gateway password. And I am going to open up my settings here on my phone, and I am going to access my Tesla gateway connection here. It provides its own internet, like its own Wi-Fi connection. So I go here, the internet connection, it starts with a letter T, E, G normally. So what I do is I want to access that Wi-Fi connection. So once I'm in it, I am going to open up a browser, and I am going to use this code here, as you see on my screen, 192.168.91.1. And there, once I access that, I want to go ahead and click Show Details, and I want to visit this website. It's going to give me a warning, and it's okay. I can go ahead and visit that. And now once you hit the toggle, within a few seconds, you should access the main screen. Here it shows, currently in this case, right? It shows how much I'm producing, how much my home is consuming, if I'm drawing from the grid, or in this case, right, if you have a power outage, you're gonna see that the grid, and I'll simulate a power outage, it's gonna show an X. So let me do that really quick. This is simulating a power outage. So now, this is how it's going to look if you have a power outage. You're going to have an X on the grid, and now I am drawing energy from solar and from the battery. Now, a lot of people say, Wario, why, if it's during the day, my battery's at 100%, why is it drawing energy from the battery? Well, it's designed like that by default. And the reason why is because if you're generating energy and it has nowhere to send the extra, it'll overcharge your battery and damage it. So what's going to happen is Tesla's going to allow the battery to drain anywhere from 5 to 10%. So once it hits that 90 to 95% state of charge, then it's going to activate your solar and recharge your battery and take it back to 100%. So it's normal by default. So don't get worried if you have a power outage during the day or your battery hits 100%. Don't worry, it's completely normal. It's supposed to be that way. And so this is how you do in case you need to access your Tesla gateway remotely. This is the way you do it in case you lose internet connection. I hope you enjoyed the video. And again, these are common practices that you can utilize to effectively get the best out of your solar system. And again, this is a tutorial for educational purposes. This is not saying that you should run exactly the way I am telling you in this video, because each one of you has your unique set of circumstances, your unique set of appliances, and you are the judge at the end of the day of what works best for your home. This video is for educational purposes only. It's very important that you understand how your system works. So my advice is, don't wait until the storm is here to understand how your system works. Simulate a power outage. Turn off the main breaker outside and see how your system behaves. Look at the appliances, what they consume, what they don't consume. And then like that, you can get a better understanding of how your system works, and you're ready for the next power outage or the next storm. Because guess what? We live in Puerto Rico. It's going to happen sooner or later. So the better you understand your system today, now that we're not in the emergency, you will be in a better position to withstand or ride, sort of speaking, the wave of that storm, so that you can utilize your system to the best effective way possible. Again, my name is Mario Pena. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be in touch. Take care.